I'm going to do as they said, but there really is no one out here. So there's really absolutely zero reason to have this on. So until somebody comes and they need protection, I've already had a couple of COVID tests and I got my band. Tried and tested. COVID negative. I do my temperature every day, morning and night. And I haven't eaten the worst food ever in my life. I'm feeling a little stuffed up here. Just because the food doesn't flow well. It's all processed. But there's some pretty good food here. My wife, just down the street, and our housekeeper brings over some nice ginger tea, roselle tea, some greens and vegetables and fruits. So I'm at least halfway healthy. But I'll get through this like all of us. And that's the thing about Peter Stone Jewelry. And one of our best lines, especially right now, is the Archangels. Has always been the Archangel, but one of the Archangels, Michael, the protector, the one closest to God that people really rely on. And in these times, we need strength, we need faith, we need extra strength, and we need to keep our attitude high. It's not always easy. Matter of fact, it's really tough. But I worked so hard at my mind management. I won't let this stuff get to me at all, really. I have moments like we all do, but they're moments. So I hit the switch of positivity. I flip it. I've learned, I practiced for 30 more years. Practicing, pain, practice, work at it, pain, practice, work at it. And I use Peter Stone Jewelry with words written inside, with symbols of luck, symbols of faith, symbols of strength, symbols of protection, symbols that pull me forward. I keep a few pieces of jewelry in my pocket, like all the time. I don't wear a lot of jewelry. But I keep jewelry with me, and I feel it, and I know it's there. I have a coin that was, I don't know if it's coined by Peter Ragnar, but it says, "I'm an amazing good luck generator," and I like that. And one woman added her words around that. It's a gold trim piece. You can see it at Peter Stone. But I like that because it keeps my mindset. I'm a good luck generator. When most people are saying, "Oh, just my luck, no parking, oh, just my luck, it fell apart, I bought it, it broke, this, that," and the list goes on and on and on. And I'm like, "Whoa!" And I say, just my luck. The car just pulled out. I just pulled up. My daughter knows this. She's like, "You can't believe my dad. He's like, wherever we are and he needs to park, somebody just pulls out." It happens on the 4th of July, a half a block from the beach in Ocean City years ago. We came 15 minutes before the fireworks, and like I'm a block from the beach at the main place where the fireworks are going off. And we pulled down the street, and yes, a car pulled out, and we pulled in. And that's just our luck. I always say that. It's just my luck. My luck is good luck. I hope you have good luck too. But I make a lot of jewelry that has meaning, and I feel that. I believe that. And whether you believe it or not, if you practice long enough and you feel it and you allow yourself, you got to allow yourself to believe. There are so many books and tapes and everything about believing. You got to believe, right? If you don't believe, how the hell are you going to ever get ahead? I mean, I had one of my customers the last couple of days. He's been calling me and texting me, and he's a pretty important guy. He's a huge marketer. And he gave me actually a very nice comment. But I think he respects me, and I respect him. We're in different worlds, totally different worlds. But you see, That's the beauty of life. And flowing with life is that you can be in a total different space. I don't have to do what he does. I don't have to believe what he believes. I don't have to have all the things in my life that he has. I mean, it's a totally night and day life, but we're very good friends. And he's brilliant. And we like to have conversation and feed off of each other's intellect and share ideas. And that's what we do probably a few times a year. It's just the greatest moment. But he is always everything I do. My luck is bad. And I just didn't stop him. I let him go because I needed him to download so that he could actually get his head empty. Get him feeling some pain so I can talk to him and share. You got to let it go. If you expect, a big, huge part of life is expectation. And he's expecting it all the time. He's always got a hard challenge and nothing is going smooth, okay? I mean, he makes millions. A brilliant guy, but always like drama. Always. And I just, you choose it. And I don't go to tear him apart and rip him up, but I will help him down the line. But I got to slow him down enough. And he slowed down over the last 10 years. Coming in for a landing, maybe to pick up the parachute or something. And you know what they say about parachutes. They're like mines. And they only work when they're open. That is just hilarious to me because given the platform of today's social media with you are either this or you're that, and there's no opportunity for you to have an opinion that doesn't have the same meaning as this side or that side. I mean, if you're immediately a bad person if you don't like this political side or that political side. I mean, really? That is dangerous shit. That's bad. Really bad. And I don't live in that space. And I am so glad because I'm an outside observer of that. And I invite you to be the same. Do not get into that stuff. But back to intention. I have worked so hard, morning to sunlight, to sunset, beyond, early in the morning, CDs, tapes, books, events, to get to a place, a painless place, if you will. I don't even like to put the word in the statement. A place of flow, that wherever you are in your life and the gifts that you're given, comfortable or uncomfortable, you find that proverbial seed of opportunity. But I don't like to use it in such a glossed over simple term because then it doesn't really have the meaning because it's just another quote. And forget another quote because you got to live into that. You really do have to say, when I flew all the way to that airport, I drove from Massachusetts with my daughter at 9 o'clock at night, got to the airport at 11. They put me on the plane. I got to the plane. I flew all the way here, and they sat me for a while and said, no, you can't come in. And quite frankly, it was the embassy in Washington, D.C. that messed up. I got on the plane, and I flew all the way back. Full shield on this airline, Qatar. Mask too. But I had full seats across, just my luck. 4 seats. I wasn't in business class. They said it was full. I couldn't get a seat. I'm like, okay. So in the back was fine because there's only 60 people on an airplane that holds 300 plus. So that's an upside, right? So I flew all the way to Thailand, and then I flew all the way back, and of course no jet lag because I ended up coming back in the same time zone. So I'm like, okay, I hopped in the plane, I flew back to Florida. I didn't bother my daughter for her to come down and pick me up. That's no good. I mean, she got her life, she got to live her life. So I got on a plane, used my miles, flew back to Florida, and acted like nothing happened, right? I mean, I just went back, started swimming, ride my bike, sit down, continue writing, continue discovering, really looking back at 33 years of the jewelry business and saying, what's it all about? I did it to travel, only to travel and make money. But then the creativity fell in the way when I tried to sell gemstones. Didn't work. So I had to put gemstones in jewelry, which forced me to be creative. And through that creativity, I've created 43, at least 43. I don't know who's counting. It could be 103, it could be 33. But when I counted it, it really ended up being about 43 solid jewelry lines. But there's a lot of sub-niches in there. You do whatever you want with it. And that's where I ended up. And I'm like, well, I just kept on creating because I didn't really know when to stop. It wasn't about, okay, Peter, here's 18 designs, stop here. You're making the money and then get on to the next one. Because I didn't look at it. I looked at it like a business, and we always made a lot of money in that business. And it was a successful business because we sold a lot, you know. If you make $1 on a piece of jewelry and you sell millions of pieces, well, you're making millions of dollars. It's pretty simple. So my money wasn't really on the focus. My money was on the lifestyle. When my family and we lived in England for a few years. I lived in Thailand and traveled all over Europe instead of going for a drive, a weekend drive. A weekend drive for us was 2 weeks because the schools in England, they have a little teddy bear. When my daughter was 7 or 8 years old, they said, oh, we encourage you to travel and get out and see the world. Take Traveling Ted, and wherever you go, take a picture. Tell us the story. What happened? Who was there? Who did you see? What did you do? And that is what I've done just about all my life. And I can put in my scorecard over 100 countries, maybe 110 or 15. But, you know, it sounds good, 100. Oh, well, how cool is that, right? Well, it's pretty cool. Because there's a lot of fascinating people in the world. They're all different, but they're all the same. Their culture has defined them as different, but they're all have heart and love at the core. And we just have to peel it back, break it back. How do we get to it? How do we break the smile? Because my goal is to create smiles on people's faces with the jewelry I create by getting people out of their stuff and into a place where they can move forward and love life and enjoy life and don't treat life as a painful journey. Do it as an amazing journey, as a learning journey, as what am I gonna discover today? How amazing, what's gonna show up? Whether I like it or not, doesn't matter. But we can embrace it and find the gold, find the, what did somebody told me the other day? I've heard it quite a bit of late. You know, underneath all the horse manure, there's got to be a horse someplace. Well, I don't see a lot of horse manure, but I do see challenges, and then train the mind. What's the first thing to do? Like when I had to go back all the way to the United States, and I'm like, there must be something really big, really great, really amazing to why I have to go back and do this again. There's something I missed, something I left behind, someone I got to talk to, someone I'm going to meet, something I'm going to do. I don't know what it is. I don't need to know. But because it's happened so much, one thing I do know is I know something good is always going to happen. And if you set your mind that way, wow, your journey from the time you get out of bed until the time you go to bed is always an upside. Sure, you have challenges. Some people have struggles. They choose to use that word. I don't. I did a video on it. I choose adventure. Adventure. Small, medium, big, huge adventure. It doesn't matter. But it's adventure. It's invigorating. It's inspiring. It's moving. It is not the ho-hum of the drum that beats the same beat every day. Who the hell wants that crap? I don't. I mean, some people feel safe, but there is no safety. There is only safety in your faith in yourself and your faith in whatever you believe in. And that's where Peterstone Jewelry comes in, because it connects you to what you believe in. You know, we have our mind, but we need something visual to connect us to where we want to go or who we are. I mean, sometimes we forget, we get caught up in this stuff. But if you had a ring on, that ring is in front of your face all the time, reminding you of what the message is. The bracelet on your arm is reminding you forever what you want to stay focused on. And if there was a pendant here, right? I mean, I always use this kind of example. So Susan and Jenny are going out to lunch. And Susan's working on herself. She wants more confidence. She wants more love. She wants to feel more beautiful. And she wants to feel better about herself. So she gets this pendant. I mean, I have this one mandala that was designed by a woman in Germany who designed a book for mandala for children for left brain, right brain creativity. And one of her pieces was Be a Star. And the other one is The Power of Femininity. I mean, it's a beautiful collection. But you know what? Not enough people have seen it. And it's powerful. I feel it. That's the thing about Peterstone Jewelry. I feel it before I finish it. I gotta feel it, and then I say it's finished. In a form that means wow. It's gotta wow me. And it's not the least expensive jewelry in the world, and you're not gonna get it. I put a lot of work, and my team put work, and it's beautiful for what it is. It's a huge value. It's an amazing value. And my family got to go to Munich, out where the Celts and the Romans, by the Alps. We had lunch way up high in this 900-year-old church, overlooking the Alps. It's just part of the journey. We went to a gem and jewelry show there, and she lived there. And I met her son through a commodity trading course in North Carolina years ago, like in 2005. And at that same one, I also met an artist who did the Flower of Life in huge pieces of art. He was a well-known artist. So I met him through his girlfriend, who was actually the secretary for this commodity trading course. And then I met one of the students who was the son of this woman in Germany. And I went there for commodity trading, of all things. But I met these two amazing people, and I made jewelry lines based on their art, based on her book, and we collaborated for years. And you can find that mandala collection in we did this way back in 2007. It's amazing. And you can change your life. You can improve your life. You can stay connected with who you are, or you can step it up. It's a tool that you cherish and you wear for what jewelry was always about. Jewelry was about the power, the energy, the magic, the talisman, the charm. Not bling. Not bling. Okay? I mean, there's a place for bling. Isn't that cute? Oh, look. Ding-a-dang, a ding-a-dang. I mean, that's lovely. I respect it. It's cute. Forget cute. Okay, I like cute. Cute cats. My lovely wife is cute. So there's a place for it. But it's not at Peterstone Jewelry, let me tell you that. Peterstone Jewelry, oh, it's so heavy. Oh, really? Yeah. Why? It feels like real jewelry. That's why. I made sure. And then when silver got expensive, people say, oh, lighten up the jewelry, lighten up the jewelry. You know what? I don't want to. You know, I'll make another line of jewelry called Just Like Silver, which was bronze, to try to help these people. Oh, no, I want silver. Well, they didn't want to pay the price. I'm like, well, it's a precious metal. Your life is precious, right? Your life is precious. So I'm going to this high-end event, $25,000 mastermind with, you know, a really like well-known guy. He's a rocker. He's like a online marketer. He's like one of the guys that makes a lot of money. Makes a lot of money. And he said, oh, you know, look at this bracelet. I wear it. It reminds me. And I put these words on it. These 3 words. And I'm like, cool. And he goes, you know, you just buy it cheap on Etsy. It's a piece of leather with 2 clips made by some slave in India somewhere. Piece of crap. But I mean, it was cheap. And it was on Etsy. And he overpaid for it, like hugely, probably 2,000%, which is not necessary. And what are you paying that for? And that's considered cheap. But why in God's name, if you're guiding people to uplift them and get them to the core to feel more valuable than when they came in the door and leave, don't you want them to feel that their life is precious? You want to put a cheap clothes on? I mean, yeah, I mean, I get it. If you don't have money, you have to start someplace. But then you go up the ladder of progress and you deserve the best because you are the best inside. And you're precious. And when you look at a piece of jewelry on you, yeah, it might cost a little more, but aren't you worth it? Isn't precious jewelry for your precious being a nice thing to look at, to make you feel good? You have this spiraling connection, spiraling outward, this growth consistent, that you treated yourself with something beautiful, meaningful, that has connection. And what if you did that every month? You bought yourself a new piece that had a new meaning because you were doing a new confidence, love, faith, strength, fitness, diet. But whatever symbol that was, you put it on every morning as a necklace or a bracelet. And it's actually like a bit of a ceremony because you consciously don't rush out the house. Consciously take the time to state who you are, what you're doing, what your intention is. Put that jewelry on and carry it with you all day. And so when you and Susie sit down to lunch and you haven't seen Susie for a while and she hasn't seen you, and Susie goes, wow, that's a beautiful piece of jewelry. And you go, oh, I forgot I had it on. And bammo, you are put back right at that space at 6:30 a.m. when you had that ritual with yourself, your higher power, the universe, God, or whoever you had it with. That full force and energy comes back at you, but yet it's amplified because Susie gave you a compliment and made you feel more valuable. What a tool. A precious metal. A tool you can wear, collect, cherish, that goes up in value. And I see people, they just think, oh, you might get it online cheap. And I'm like, no, you can't. You can't. You can't. You think so because the picture looks the same. And the people that make it, they're not from China. Working at slave labor. I went to China. I went to trade shows there. You do not want to have anything to do with that. I'm telling you. And then this wonderful woman who had a company for a model making machine from Georgia went there to sell her machines for 3 weeks. And she said, Peter, no way. I don't even want them to have my machine. She was in such a position. That's like my jewelry. Some people do not deserve to have Peter Stone jewelry. They're not worthy of it. I mean, I used to have customers come and buy a lot. Oh, we'll buy a lot. Cheap, 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 cheap. I'm like, no. No, you won't. I said, if you don't find the value in it, we're all working really hard, and my team needs, they deserve a good life. So some of their children speak 4 languages and are a dance representative for Thailand, the Thai dance, beautiful Thai dance. And she came and danced at our company for my daughter, my wife, and I. I mean, she's 15 and she goes to Japan and dances for the Thai culture. And those 2 people met in my company. Mom and Dad. I mean, the energy. They love Peter Stone. They've been with us for more than 25 years. Actually, they live on the edge of Cambodia. And they were 18 years old when they started. I have a picture of them. You can see it in front of my house when I started my business at my house. So this was supposed to be like a 5-minute intro video, but I feel really good. I mean, 2.5 months. I mean, I'll tell you about that later because what a trip. I actually was supposed to come back here on my birthday, July 21st. But they changed the rules. So I had the ticket. They canceled the flight because there was only repatriation flights. There were no flights allowed back into Thailand. Even though they took my money, they allowed me to book the flight. They wouldn't let me in the country. So then I had to redo it again, and then redo it again, and redo it again, and redo it again, and finally, I am here. And I'll tell you what, after like a week, jet lag's over, and I haven't eaten the best food, but I've had some pretty good food. And my window, I asked them to open it in my room. I have fresh air coming in, and because there are no planes and very little traffic, the air is so clean. And if you don't take advantage of this and charge yourself and really feel it, there's no need to feel bad. None. Zip. Zero. I mean, if you're tired or worn out or overworked, yes, it's okay. But, you know, you get back at it. Get back at it. Keep the attitude up and don't settle for less. Just keep on. I mean, I don't like keep on keeping on. And it's like, really? No. I mean, sounds good, but just decide. If you start going down a little bit, and you start feeling bad, just don't let yourself go down. Just say, I am not going there, thanks. I'm not going there. I refuse to lose. So I'm going to find something like all the little birds flying around here and the beauty in the clouds. I mean, here's a little water fountain in my little garden here. Okay, look, some nice lotus flowers. I mean, what is there not to find in every inch? I was writing last night or the day before. There is in every moment something magical. And if you don't see it and you miss that magic, and you just go through life and just through the day like, oh my God, and you know, you're on this roll of nothingness, of madness, and you don't see the beauty in the green leaves or the flowers or even the stones then you are missing life, because it's not about the jet that you want to own or the Porsche or something like that. I mean, those are nice. I love them, they're nice. I mean, I go to my brother-in-law's house, and my daughter goes up in his helicopter, and they have a nice farm, and that's what they like to do. They have horses, and it's a huge piece of land, and it's rolling hills. It's lovely in New Hampshire. And that's for them, okay? It's not like he doesn't have the jets. I mean, it's nice. It's nice. It's very nice. And I have my home here, and life is really good, but that's not the focus. It's everything along the way. It's the journey. All the amazing things. That's why I love riding my jet ski, because I get out in the ocean and I feel life. I'm engaged with the waves, engaged with nature, engaged with the sea. I'm feeling it. I'm charged up. And I deep breathe, and I shut the engine off, and I just lay in the middle of the ocean where there's nothing. There's everything you can imagine. And you just have to find it and shut off the noise. And I can teach you how to do that. I'll tell you, I'll be back every day. And I sure hope that if you're having a challenge or a pain or a trouble or anything, that I can inspire you, because I worked so hard on myself, because when I drank so much and I almost killed myself, I saw a little glimmer of glow of life force, and I said, I deserve better. And so people who had better, it was really simple, People like to complicate it and whine and, oh, that's hard, and I don't want to do that, and oh my God, look at this, look at that. Well, forget all that crap and just follow the instructions. Do what people that got what you want tell you. Just do it. Because they got what they got, because they did what they were supposed to do, as long as it resonates and it's congruent in all that they do, then you should listen to them, because there are some people out there talking, but they're not living it. And that's good, because in a way it's good, because it can spark you. But, for the long term, I don't recommend it. Whatever it takes to get moving and moving along, you really want to be congruent with your word, with whatever you do. It's like you don't have to look over your shoulder. When you say what you mean what you say, and you're living into your day. And of course, I can go on for a long time, but this is 33 minutes and almost 33 seconds.